Hey everybody, it's Dan the Red, and welcome back to Highway Blossoms. Right then, last we left off, Amber here got a nice tongue lashing from Mariah, and hopefully is going to wake the fuck up. But let's just jump right into this and see how that goes. Massaging the drunk away. The drunk away? I nurse my head as it pounds in the rhythm with my heartbeat. My head pounding at the rhythm of my heartbeat. That's, oddly poetic, and yet, actually, it's kind of a beautiful thing when you think about it. Anyway, the table has become a stockpile of empty promises and broken dreams, foundation beneath even emptier bottles. Mariah is still at my side, slumped over and passed out. She might be a super heavyweight, but I decided to stick around and keep an eye on her. Soon, Joe and Tess will be back, and they can take care of the rest. I watch the slight movements of her chest as she breathes in and out. Seeing her so quiet is eerie. It's hard to believe there's still a person underneath all that yelling and obsessiveness, but there she is. People use other people all the time. That's what makes them family. It sounds gross and awful, but those words have been echoing inside me since she said them. I use Marina to cope. There's no denying that. But Mariah said that Marina used me to find the treasure. If that's true, then why don't I feel used? Why did I always feel genuinely wanted by her? She relied on me. Is that using? That's all I ever wanted her to feel like she could do. Her trust was the most important thing to me. But no matter how much I wanted it, I knew I didn't deserve it, because I felt like I was betraying Gramps and would just drag her down with me. What about her, though? There you go. Amen. Think about her, god damn it. Marina was furious when I left, but she wanted to understand. She wanted to help. I wanted her to rely on me, but maybe she wanted me to rely on her too. That's kind of what a relationship is, you know? It's not one person giving, one taking. You both have to give, and you both have to be willing to receive. Reaching into my pocket, I pull out the cassette and hold it in the palm of my hand. The sight of the ribbon all torn and tangled doesn't choke me up or ignite a bitter explosion of anger like earlier. All it does is serve as a numbing reminder of all my regrets. Her wording was off, but Mariah was right. I never let myself rely on Marina. From the very start, I always treated her like a kid and never as an equal. No wonder she got upset. She wanted to do as much for me as I was doing for her, but I would never let her in long enough for that to happen. Of course she wouldn't say no if I made a move. It was the only opportunity she had. If I go back as I am now, things will never get better. I'll just keep treating Marina like a kid, never letting her in, and she'll just smile and bear it until she explodes like earlier. I know what I have to do, and yet it feels more like a betrayal than anything else I've done this far. I'm assuming that's a typo. But if I don't do it, then I can never truly hope to do right by Marina. I stagger to my feet. Turning around, I take one last look at Mariah before deciding to take off her bandana and lay her out on her side.
In another life, maybe you would be my type.
Then I walk to the door, take a breath, and step outside. The night sky is deep and clear, embedded with a rich blue draped behind the glow of the constellations. Its light is all that guides me as I sludge my way through the thickness of the sand, wandering from Mariah's RV with a destination of nowhere. Finally, I've gone far enough, where the haze of the city lights can't be seen, where the distance of the motorhome can't be gauged. I'm still slipping over fucking words. I'm alone. For the first time, I'm truly alone. Free from the treasure, free from the festival, free from the responsibility, free from even Marina. Sitting down, I sink into the sand and look at the stars.
Remember that time in Wyoming, when we camped out on the Great Plains? The whole sleeping under the stars thing seemed like the coolest idea ever to little me. You were so excited to teach me about the constellations. Didn't matter that you sucked at astronomy, you just kept mislabeling them.
I mean, if you gotta bullshit, then bullshit confidently, I guess.
I made sure to read up on them later, by the way. That was the Big Dipper, not Hal's guitar. But that's okay. I still got a kick out of it. Besides, that's not the type of thing I expected to learn from you anyway. What I really remember from that trip was the s'mores. Pretty sure you only liked them burned because you were so old. Really stuck with me though. Can't have s'mores any other way now. I think I may have converted someone else to the burn side too. She has a huge sweet tooth though, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Still, it made me really happy when she said she liked it.
I stared down and pat the cassette, feeling my thumbs over its holes and brown blotches and stains.
I think you'd like her a lot. She's a sweetheart. Always cheery and nice, even when she really shouldn't. Don't know how she does it, but she can somehow deal with me and my moods. This is her first time ever leaving home, and it shows. I worry about her a lot. Kinda like how I worried about you. Kinda like how I still do.
A tear drips onto the cassette. I didn't even notice it trailed down my cheek or the rest.
Maybe I got attached too easily and really did use her. But I don't want to leave. I love her so much. And I want to prove I'm worth loving too. Would you hate me? Would I be letting you down if I decided to be happy instead?
I gaze back up at the sky through my blurry vision. The stars don't answer back, they just keep twinkling. I lower my head. The cassette feels like lifeless dead weight in my palm. My breath shakes and the next words slip out in a whimper.
I'm sorry.
I dig my fingers into the ground, scraping away the sand as sharp grains nudge between my nails. A shallow hole forms, a pile of dirt laying next to it. I can barely stomach looking at the cassette as I lay it down in its grave. I glance away as I slide the dirt back over the hole. When I look back, a corner of it still sticks out, only partially buried. It's reaching out, grasping for me. I cover my eyes and pinch away the tears. It's still there. It will always be there. But now I don't have to acknowledge it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Drenched in sweat, I gasp life and hack the sand out of my mouth. Memories from the night before start flooding back as I choke down a lump in my throat. The desert, the tape, the stars.
Marina!
There you go. My head snapped to the sky. The sun is already a quarter of a way done with its cycle. Soon, if it already hasn't, the taxi will pick up Marina and I'll never see her again. All because I couldn't let myself trust Marina. And also kinda because you passed out in the middle of the desert, but that too, you know.
Damn it!
I slammed my fist down, kicking up a pitiful plume of sand. Even if I ran, I'd never be able to make it in time. If only I had the motorhome. Oh no. Wait.
Mariah!
Oh god. There's a chance they still might be camped out nearby. Wiping the tears from my eyes, I spring to my feet and sprint in the direction of their motorhome, leaving the half-buried cassette behind me. Please still be there. Please still be there. Sure enough, it's right where it was last night. I run up and pound on the door, knocking harder and louder until someone answers. Oh, hey. Looking up with wide eyes, Tess opens the door and stares at me.
Tess, is Mariah here?
Amber?
Oh, hey. Joe slinks off the couch and joins Tess at the door.
Sheesh, you're a wreck. Everything okay?
Quick, the time!
Huh?
The time! What time is it?
He looks at the invisible watch on his wrist and switches between all the walls before Tess digs around in her shorts and hands him a chain pocket
10
watch.
o'clock, apparently.
He turns to Tess.
When did you start carrying this around?
Why the hell's it so freaking loud?
Here we go. A bottle comes hurtling towards Joe, but he ducks at the last second, letting it shatter across the wall.
Oh yeah, she smashed the last one.
15 minutes. There's still time.
Whoa, slow down a sec. Time for what?
I know this is short notice, but I need a ride.
A ride? Now?
I said shut the hell up!
Another bottle comes flying towards him, but this time Tess hops and snatches it out of the air. Damn, little ninja. He looks across the room, then back to me.
Now's probably not the best time.
Sis's hangovers are lethal.
No! We need to leave now! Do you not remember what I said I'd do with the jumper cables the next time you...
Nursing her forehead and lifting up under the bottle, Mariah stomps over, only to freeze when she sees me.
Mariah, I need a ride. Please. You were right. I made a big mistake, and if I'm not back at our hotel in 15, I'll never see Marina again.
Oh, here we go. The motorhome falls silent, all eyes on Mariah. Her face is blank, unreadable compared to all the crazy-looking scowls she usually wears. Finally, she speaks.
All right, let her in.
I'm really sorry, but you know how she... Wait. For real?
Mariah closes her eyes and takes a deep, long breath.
Before I change my mind.
There we go. Joe and Tess shoot each other surprising glances, then shrug.
Well, what do you know? Miracles actually do happen.
Wasting time, smartass, but yeah, okay.
The desert heat has thawed her icy heart.
Yeah, just shut up and get ready.
Oh, what the? Jesus. Okay. Like there was one left little thing of Tess just going boom. I hop in. The other two scurry around and batten down the hatches, strapping shut all the cupboards and shelves. Grabbing her bandana, oh, it's serious business time now. Mariah ties it around her head while I shuffle around and try to spit out a thank you.
So, I should probably...
We're all set. I'll take the wheel.
Joe rushes past with the keys, but Mariah trips him and snags them from his hand. Oh, we're gonna destroy everything, aren't we?
No way! You drive like an old man. I'll drive.
Perfect timing.
No, I drive like a normal person. You just happen to drive like a maniac. Besides, you're hungover.
Inhibition even lower.
It'll be fine. Come on.
They both dart over to the front seats and the RV roars to life.
Tess, hair of the dog.
Tess nods and runs to the fridge, grabbing a bottle that looks a lot like the ones from last night, except this one has a picture of the devil on it. She tosses it over to her sister, who showcases the same catching talent as her.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, people are gonna die. Slamming the bottle in the cup holder, Mariah sticks her head out the window and backs up the motorhome. Joe shakes his head, replacing the devil's brew with a nearby water bottle while she isn't looking.
You're
Good
going
man.
to need to hang on tight, by the way.
Huh? Why?
Oh, there we go. My question is immediately answered as I'm flung against the couch. Tess's small frame crashes into me.
It doesn't hurt as much if you relax your muscles.
Oh, God. The RV speeds forward. The license plate wind chime dings in chaotic disunion as the bottles and cans roll across the floor, clang together whenever they meet. Even the tables seesaw back and forth. I look out the window. Mariah flies onto the road, cutting off an entire lane of cars. Okay. Whee! Jesus. The RV hits the... I really like what they do with the little character models. It adds a little something extra. The RV hits the ground and bounces. I manage to keep my head from bashing the cot above me, but Tess lets herself get tossed around, rolling across the floor with the trash.
So where exactly am I going?
That could be taken very wrong way. That's kind of mean, actually. Whee!
The
Okay.
hotel downtown. You'd have to be stupid to miss it.
Remember who you're talking to here.
Hotel? You didn't spend any of my treasure on that, did you?
Mariah glares back at me, oblivious to everything on the other side of the windshield.
I might have used a nugget to bribe the manager.
What? I'll kill you!
You might just...
Cat fight for later. There are more important things to focus on right now, like the road.
Yeah, like I said, I was gonna say, you just might anyway.
The road will always be there, Joe. My treasure won't.
Treasure or our lives.
I think everyone here already knows the answer to that one.
I had Tess do the math. The treasure's worth more than any of you. Watch out!
A big rig comes speeding towards us, blasting its deafening horn. At the last second, Mariah swerves back into her lane as the truck barrels past us. The motorhome hits a bump and bounces up again. Unprepared, poor Joe's head hits the ceiling, knocking the lights from his eyes. If I squint hard enough, I can even see his soul drifting away from his body. I'm surprised she didn't go flying into the roof too.
Sis, I think Joey's dead.
About damn time. It's getting annoying.
Tess salutes her fallen comrade. I love the writing in this game. It's always the sane ones who die first. We zoom past the town's welcoming center. It's not far at all now.
Tess, what time is it?
10:12.
I grit my teeth and glare out the window. Please still be there. Downtown comes into view. The strip of familiar stores and restaurants start forming. Mariah races down the street, ignoring all traffic lights, and pedestrians as people leap out of the way and cars break into other lanes. It's like me in GTA 5.
We're almost there. Get ready.
The hotel looms just up ahead. Through the windshield, I can see Marina holding onto a small suitcase as she prepares to step into the cab. I leap to the door and swing it open. Wind rushes through my hair. The motorhome is slowing down, but I don't care.
How are you doing?
I launch myself onto the street, tumbling across the burning concrete as the road tears against my skin. Immediately, I spring back up and dart toward Marina. Mariah screeches to a halt in the middle of the street, blocking anyone from driving through. The three of them hop out, Joe clutching his head as he stumbles out the door.
Amber?
Oh. Before she can get another word out, I grab her by the waist and throw my lips against hers. She pulls herself away and glares at me through her puffy red eyes. I plant my hands on her shoulders and steady myself as tears stream down my face.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Marina freezes. Then she slowly softens from a glare to a strain. I catch a lump building in her throat too.
I thought you weren't coming back.
I know. I was such a bitch. I didn't mean any of it. I love you so much. I just didn't want to hurt you.
What? How could you ever hurt me?
I was scared.
The tears don't stop. The crying gets louder.
I was afraid I was using you because I didn't have grips anymore. I lost my family. I always wanted to help you, but I think I might be the one who really needs help.
Marina can't hold it back any longer and starts bawling in my arms, hugging me as tight as she possibly can.
Dummy, I'm your new family. I don't care if you use me. I love you.
I love you too.
This time we both move in for the kiss, two blubbering idiots trying to prove just how much the other means. I'm not sure if it's her tears I'm tasting or mine, but I can still make out the soft sweetness of her lips regardless. It's funny. This entire time I thought I was the nucleus of it all, that I was the one helping her or using her. But as cheesy as it sounds, I think Marina has always been the one helping me, from the very beginning. Through the kissing, I catch a glimpse of the trio, Joe covering Tess's eyes as he slips Mariah a bill. We manage to compose ourselves enough to pull each other away. But we never let go of the other's hand. Rolling her eyes, Mariah unties her bandana and tosses it to me.
You both look disgusting. Here. Thanks.
I wipe away as many of my tears as I can before passing it along to Marina, who blows into like a trumpet. She sniffs, her nose red and tears still leaking out, and then hands the drenched cloth back to Mariah, who gives it to Joe. He cringes as he dangles it from his fingers. Yeah, thanks.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Thanks to you three. I mean it. Especially you, Mariah.
For a moment, Mariah lowers her guard and almost smirks, then remembers it's just not her style.
Whatever. That doesn't make us cool or anything. I still despise you.
Okay.
It's true.
And all is right with the world.
Yeah, she hates her guts.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, there we go. Marina giggles and I bring her in closer. Then suddenly I remember something.
Oh.
I bend over and dig through Marina's suitcase, bringing out a single gold nugget and passing it to Mariah.
Figured yours was getting lonely.
Mariah stares at her hand, the other two gathering around her.
How about that? You ended up getting the treasure after all, Mariah.
It seems bigger than the one we have.
Finally defeated, Mariah looks up and sighs.
I guess we can probably pawn it off somewhere.
She walks back to her motorhome, waving along the other two.
Come on, let's go.
Well, see you two ladies down the road.
God, I hope not.
Tess looks back and forth, then scurries over to Marina and gives a quick hug around her waist before following the other two.
Bye.
Aww. Meow. And with that, they speed off, leaving a trail of property damage behind them as they beep their loud-ass horn into the distance. Marina and I are left alone, the cab long gone. Between small spurts of laughter, we thumb away to those tears, just happy to be together again.
Hey, let's go pick up the motorhome.
Yeah,
She sniffs one last time.
I'd like that.
Aww. Right, and with that, I'm going to leave this episode here. I don't actually know how much of the game is left. I don't know if we're going to get to see the concert in any way, any form, but I feel this is the episode probably ran long enough, and this is a good point to let the emotions just sort of peter out from where they've been building up from. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, and I will see you in the next episode.